If you've spent any time at all in a gym or scrolling through fitness forums, you've definitely heard the question, does creatine boost testosterone? Well, today, we are going to settle this once and for all with a straight-up, science-backed answer. So let's just jump right in. We all know creatine is a fantastic supplement for building muscle, but is it secretly doing double duty as a hormone booster? That is the core question we are breaking down today, and we're going to get to the bottom of it using the latest scientific consensus. All right, so let's set the stage a little. Creatine is incredibly popular, and for one very simple reason. It just works. But for all its proven benefits, there's this one nagging question about its effect on hormones that just seems to hang around. And when I say popular, I mean it. We're talking about one of the most researched supplements on the entire planet. With literally decades of studies and millions of users, it's so important that we get the facts straight on what it actually does, and just as importantly, what it doesn't. Okay, so before we even touch on the whole hormone thing, we really need to understand what creatine's day job is. It's not some weird, mysterious compound. It's actually a key part of your body's own energy system. The best way to think about it, it's like your body's personal energy recycler. That's right, your body is already making creatine. It's a natural compound that just kind of hangs out in your muscle cells, waiting for you to do something quick and powerful, like a sprint or a heavy lift. That's when it jumps into action. And this is where it gets really cool. Think of ATP as a fully charged phone battery. When you lift a heavy weight, you use up that energy, and the battery becomes ADP, a used, depleted battery. Well, creatine swoops in, slaps a new phosphate group onto it, and boom, it's instantly recharged back into a full ATP battery. This all happens in seconds, giving you the fuel for that next rep. So what does all this rapid energy recycling actually get you? Well, it leads to some very clear, direct, and scientifically proven benefits. You get more strength, better power, and just all-around enhanced performance. And over time, that means more muscle growth. There's even some really exciting new research coming out about its potential benefits for your brain. Okay, so we know what it's great for. Now for the main event. What does the actual science, the clinical research, have to say about the supposed link between creatine and testosterone? This chart really tells the whole story, doesn't it? In the vast majority of clinical trials, we're talking around 85% of them, researchers found basically no meaningful change in testosterone levels. A tiny fraction saw a very slight increase, and a few others noted some kind of inconsistent changes in DHT, which is a more potent form of testosterone, but even those results were pretty weak and not very reliable. So the takeaway here is really, really clear. When you pull together all the high-quality research, the conclusion is straightforward. The evidence just isn't there. Creatine is not a reliable testosterone booster, period. Which of course leads to the next big question, right? If the science is so crystal clear, why is this myth so incredibly common? Let's unpack where all this confusion probably comes from. So why does everybody think it does? It's a fair question. And the answer really comes down to a classic mix-up, something we see all the time, confusing correlation with causation. And here's the aha moment. Creatine lets you train harder. You can lift heavier, you can push for more reps. That increased training intensity can cause a temporary natural boost in testosterone. So it's not the creatine directly raising your hormones, it's the better, harder workout that the creatine allows you to have. See the difference? All right, let's bring this all home and give you the final verdict. Here is what you absolutely need to take away from all this. I think this quote from the source material just hits the nail on the head. It's all about using the right tool for the right job. Creatine is an elite, top-tier tool for performance, but it's simply not the tool you'd use for hormone manipulation. So let's just be crystal clear one more time about what creatine is amazing for. If you want to boost your strength, increase your power, enhance your overall performance, recover a little faster, and support long-term muscle growth, then yes, it is one of the most effective and proven supplements you can possibly take. And hey, if boosting testosterone is actually your goal, well, the science points you in a totally different direction. The real heavy hitters, the things that truly move the needle, are all about your lifestyle. Consistent, heavy resistance training, getting enough quality sleep, maintaining a healthy body weight, good nutrition, and managing your stress. Those are the levers to pull. Now, a quick but really important note on safety. For most healthy adults, creatine is considered incredibly safe. It's been studied for long-term use for years. But of course, like with any supplement, if you have any pre-existing conditions, especially anything related to your kidneys or liver, or you're on certain medications, it's always smart to have a quick chat with your doctor first. And that really leaves us with one final question for you to think about. Are you using your supplements for the right reason? Understanding what each supplement actually does is the key to building a smart, effective strategy. Because aligning your expectations with the real science, well, that's what leads to real, lasting results.